Lord, please end our season already. End our season. End it, Dave. End it, Dave. Forget the streams. Just end the season altogether. It's another match day weekend, and it's back into the Premier League. Well, I say back into the Premier League. For the Champions League teams, it's back into Premier League. Must be nice. Must be a luxury, that. No idea what that feels like. Can't be Manchester United. We're stuck in the Premier League. But hey, with our current direction, who knows whether we will still be able to say that within a couple of years? Who really knows? It could really go from bad to a whole lot worse. But it is Chelsea this weekend, and they've come off the back of a little bit of a European beating um, at the hands of Bayern Munich. They're going to be feeling a little bit hurt by that, and a bit more fire in the belly going into this game. So thanks for that one, Bayern. They're probably not going to take any prisoners now. But this game against Man United, Manchester United just forever in need of a bounce back, and forever in need of finding wins that are consecutive. You know, we're more likely to lose games consecutively than win games consecutively. So this guy with this gigantic afro can actually cut his hair. I know it says that it's a challenge that until Man United win 5 games in a row, he keeps his hair growing. And let's be honest, he could turn the challenge into win 2 games in a row. He'd still be there. So it's quite difficult out here now. It's tough. It's tough out in the wild. I wouldn't say the wild west. It's just the wild Premier League, the wild footballing landscape. And Man United are just stuck somewhere in the middle. Just a drunkard mess trying to be a gunslinger whilst everyone else is taking each other's heads off. He's just there stumbling around, trying to twirl his gun around his finger, but accidentally setting off the trigger every couple of seconds. So it's not looking too great. But let's look at what the supposed predicted teams are. Um, a positive to take going into this game is that we do have the supposed return of Cunha back into footballing action. However, I think it's fair to say that with his return so soon, we play them tomorrow. I can't imagine Matheus Cunha is going to be starting this game out and out. We might see, I'd imagine, possibly Ahmad and Mbeumo as the 2 10s, but hey, it's a player that's returned from injury, and God, do we ever need Matheus Cunha in this team? We absolutely do. It's imperative that we have Cunha in this team. Um, the midfield situation, the prediction is that Fernandez and Casemiro is going to be your midfield two. Again, I still think as far as a midfield battle goes, we need to be getting 2 actual midfielders in there, not one with the other person just playing Casper the Ghost role. We need someone that's going to actually help his teammate plug off the gaps in the middle, mark their men, and do a defensive job. Just do their duties. Actually protect the back line, limit the chances. But we know that's not how Amorim rolls. He'll go balls to the wall with absolutely no cover for the defence once again. Now, of course, this is just a predicted lineup. This is not what is definitely going to be the case. But if it ends up being the case, then we've learned absolutely nothing at all from City, from the City game. So they've gone with Binder in goal. I think Lemons needs to be introduced relatively soon, and some people will say, well, Chelsea at home's not the game to introduce him. I mean, Donnarumma, they didn't wait. The City didn't wait for Donnarumma. They didn't wait for him to get into the gist of things. They just threw him straight in there. But what if he had an embarrassing start? What if he had a howler? They weren't worried about that. They were just concerned about having a goalkeeper that the intent's to make him the starting goalkeeper, to stick him straight in. To stick him straight in. Don't wait for anything. Football waits for nothing, so why should you? You know, Blind here in goal. I would put Lamens in there. They've gone with the back three of Shaw, De Ligt, and Yoro. Why Shaw's in there? To be honest, I wouldn't. I genuinely wouldn't. Shaw's just not a reliable player anymore. Was he ever reliable? Probably for a short stint, but I would. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't just put Luke Shaw in there. I think it's problematic. It's going to cause us issues, um, especially whoever plays down that right hand side for Chelsea. We'll probably have a field day if it's Luke Shaw down in that position. They've gone with your two wing backs in Dorgu and Mazraoui. So a bit more of a back five, but if City's anything to go by, back five doesn't necessarily mean anything. So let's see. Let's see if actually having a back five and play a bit more compact, maybe we actually nullify a bit of what Chelsea have to offer. But Cole Palmer, Mr. Chelsea Carry FC, the space is going to come from the middle, unfortunately. If it's going to be Fernandez playing in that two in the midfield, he's going to have all sorts of space, and it's going to be quite tough for us to stomach. I think Cole Palmer's going to have a field day. You know, he needs to play a very shored up defensive midfield, whether that be Agate, Casemiro, Kobe Mainu probably in there as well. You know, one of those two players, Kobe Mainu, one of the two, Agate, one of the two, Casemiro. Just somebody that can actually mark up space and cover off players who make runs into the middle. That's all it needs to be. Quite straightforward, quite a simple thing, quite a simple task. But they've predicted with Cunha and Burma and Sesko as your front three. I think it's. I know that Sesko's definitely somebody that the world is focused on right now. You know, Agent 007 still on and everything. Will Sesko find a breakthrough? I think it's got to come eventually, hasn't it? It's got to come eventually. I think as long as you've got creator type players in there, and if they can figure out how to utilize the final pass in a much better fashion than what we've seen so far, I have no doubt that Sesko is going to find better chances. He's going to feel a little bit more confident. And, with strikers nowadays, they're very much confidence based. So as long as you've got the selection of players behind that can bring that confidence to your striker. I mean, Rasmus Højlund, gone off to Napoli. He's already found 2 goals over there. Played City and had an absolute stinker. But, can't expect him to work miracles as of yet. So, yeah, it's kind of a tough life, tough story for Sesko at the moment. But I believe in that he'll find his breakthrough eventually. I mean, Burma's got his goal. We still need Cunha to find his goal. Get on that score sheet in the official competition. So it'll be a sweet day when that happens, and I believe that will come soon. Cunha's definitely getting ever closer. As I do feel sometimes with the goals for United, we'll have games where we do create a lot of chances, and the quality of chance is good, but we just don't have the luck of the draw in that final third. So maybe, though very unlikely, Chelsea we can turn fortunes around, because whilst we say that we take it for granted that Chelsea will wipe the floor with us, you can't exactly rule out that Chelsea genuinely just have a really bad game. Because that's this one thing about this Chelsea team that for some reason they've shown capability of doing. You know, whilst they've got a team that you'd expect to beat virtually everybody, um, you sort of have to say on their day. And when you coin that phrase, it's like, well, that means it could be a Chelsea blown hot or a Chelsea blown cold. So I'm hoping Chelsea do turn up blowing cold a little bit for this game. So we can turn fortunes around. We've got Brentford away and then Sunderland, I think, at home. I think that's what it is. It's Brentford away, Sunderland at home. It might be 2 away games, who knows? After this Chelsea game. So if we find points here, if we can win, then then it will be a big setup for us going into the next couple of fixtures. And God, do we ever need it? I mean, Chelsea. The one thing we've got going for us is Chelsea haven't beaten us at Old Trafford since 2013. So there's that recent record that stands in our favour. But you know, Manchester United nowadays are breaking records for the wrong reasons. So let's hope we can keep that record going a little bit longer. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Why not? Let, I've not learnt my lesson from stubbing my toe a million times before. Let's go. Let's go kicking out at every sharp object that sticks out slightly from the corner of a wall or something. Let's just be let's be foolish with it again. Foolish, and if we win with scumbaggery, then I will be shameless with it because I need some positivity from my club. I need you to help me out here, United. Help me for my sanity. And not just my sanity, but the sanity of every other fan as well, because you're driving a lot of people crazy right now. You really are. Like, therapy admissions will be ever increasing through the roof if y'all don't start getting your act together. And one thing I don't want to be reading is that the mood in the dressing room's now slumped again. They're surprised by how low the mood is in the playing group and amongst the playing staff. And I'm thinking, wow, come on. Pull yourselves out of your arseholes and actually start playing some fucking football. Do that for me. Do that for everybody. Do that for yourselves. You know, just a bit of that self pride, perhaps. But let me know what your thoughts and your predictions are for this game. For a scoreline, I think the cynic will say probably a 3-0 again to Chelsea. The cynic, the real cynic, but the positive um, uh, in me says 2-1 United. You know, Cole Palmer FC is bound to get a goal, whether that be from the penalty spot or from free kicks or from somebody not marking their man. But why not? Let's throw caution to the wind and not learn our lessons. 2-1 United. Let's have it. Let's have it. Delia Smith says. So, Pop, your thoughts, your predictions. Do you think that United will get their bounce back, or do you think Chelsea will just have a warm-up practice session at the Old Trafford Aquarium? Cue the leaky roof jokes once again. And if it is the case, will it be breaststroke? Will it be backstroke? What swimming technique shall the players use if we are going to continue with the leaky roof jokes? Let me know in the comment section. And aside from that, smash the likes and subscribe. And hopefully, come Saturday night, we'll have something positive to report back on. If not, then we're back to AA meeting settings, which I'm not looking forward to. Until then, folks, take care. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evenings, and we'll fingers crossed for a successful happy hunting on Saturday. Take care, people. I'll catch you tomorrow.